I thought I'd take you on my first drive in this, well, except for when I test drove it, this 1990 Vanagon Westfalia with a fixed top, upper top conversion. This one has the 1.6 turbo diesel engine. And one of the cool things about it is that it has a 5-speed dogleg transmission, which is kind of rare for these. It was something that was more common in the last year model. So this is 1990. I believe, depending on the market where you were at around the world, the last year could be up to 1992. Hopefully you can kind of see how it shifts. I know it's a little bit hard to see from this camera angle, but this one is really cool. So this van was imported to the UK from Germany about 3 years ago by a wonderful Polish gentleman who sold it to me, and he was so nice that he actually brought it to me, so I didn't have to go get it myself, which is why it's kind of the first drive that I'm doing in it. Now, I did test drive it when I went to see it a few days ago, so I wanted to make sure that everything ran well. It's a great running van. It has 219,863 kilometers currently. And it's one of the really cool things is that, I'm not sure if he did it or the previous owner did it, but there is an independent air conditioning system installed. So it runs off of a separate battery that's underneath where the kitchen is, which is super nice because a lot of you that probably have had these campers or have used them in the past probably know that in the summer, if you're planning on camping in a hot climate, it just gets really hot in here just because of the nature of the van, right? It's a very small confined space, even though it's very airy. So having an air conditioner makes a huge difference. So the whole system is actually run independently. It's up on the ceiling. It's actually like a small industrial air conditioner that has doesn't have anything else, but it's all up there. It runs on that separate battery. That separate battery is also connected to the alternator, so that battery actually charges as well, which is kind of nice, so you don't have to worry about that. And kind of cool that it has a 5-speed, because most of these came out with a 4-speed. If you didn't notice when we did a little bit of walk around, which I'll do a little bit later, you'll also notice that it has the square front headlights. It has the front part bumper, where it has the bottom kind of cowl on the below the bumper, so that kind of gives it a different look as well. Cool thing about this one in detail is that it's had a lot of service done to it. So the previous owner, the Polish gentleman, wonderful Polish gentleman that sold it to me, he actually replaced the turbo, which is a great upgrade. He changed the mirrors, so you'll see it has the synchro mirrors, which are kind of like truck mirrors, give you a little bit more visibility than the conventional ones that would go on this Vanagon. He also did the timing belt, and all brakes all around were done last year, and the tires are, he says, about 1.5 years old, so he's only taken it in that time from the UK down to Spain. So it's pretty cool that you got a lot of those things that are just ready to go for you. Other than that, the interior is this kind of like upgraded or the higher end interior for these is cloth. It's in really good shape. All the fabric of the interior is in really good shape. The kitchen looks like it almost has little to no use whatsoever. So probably not a whole lot of use. These vans usually are pretty high mileage for the age. This one, about 125, 130,000 miles equivalent is actually pretty low. So it's pretty nice that you have that. Having driven I know there's always a lot of discussion regarding the engines on these, right? I mean, in 1990, basically you were at the end of the year, end of the run of this T3 or T25, depending on where you were, and you had a few different engine options, but most of them that had gasoline engines had the 2.1, a few 1.9s, and in terms of the diesel, you could either have the 1.6 turbo diesel or the 1.7 naturally aspirated diesel. To be 100% honest, none of these engines are fast, and you only notice, these aren't designed to go fast. That's the reality of it. It's designed to cruise, to enjoy the trip, so all of them are quite good. My preference would probably be the diesel over the gasoline engine, just because they're very frugal, they're very fuel efficient, and they're pretty easy to run and maintain. They're maybe a little bit more longevity than you would get in the gas engines, but they're all, you know, they're basically all good engines. So very cool. This one, aside from the, I mean, mainly aside from the air conditioning improvement and the permanent tall top or hard top, which actually allows you to stand up in the back if you're over 6 feet tall. I'm about 6'1", and I can stand in the back quite comfortably. So that's, you know, something that's kind of nice, because you don't have to put the top up and down constantly. So that's kind of a nice thing, at least for those of you that are a little bit tall. Everything in here works. You got all the gauges are where they should be. You got your rev counter, which is kind of a novelty on these, because usually you have a little clock. I'll show you. You'll be able to see in the pictures of the listing as well. The door cards and everything look like they've held up through time, and they're very well conserved. It feels quite good. To be 100% honest, these are always you know, good running cars. So we'll give you some more information later, but this is my first drive, and honestly it's very nice to drive this around. I've always had a soft spot for the Vanagons, so, or the Transporters, depending on where you are. So we'll check back a little bit later, see, you know, just kind of run through everything on this van, make sure everything's in proper working order. The steering wheel, I don't think you can see it from here, but it's also been recovered in leather, so that's kind of nice, because it gives you a nice little grip to it. And you know, usually these have a little rattle and a little shake around something that's inside, but I'm going about 30-40 miles an hour. I can't feel it on this one, so that's, you know, kind of nice. Feels how tight everything is. Brakes are working properly, so I think this one is going to need very little, if anything, just to, you know, a good nice wash, and you know, ready for whoever the next owner is. But it's you know, it's always a challenge to find cars and really good ones. This one has also been undercoated. A lot of the owners of these had them undercoated when they were new, just to add extra layers of protection. I'm sure that by judging how this one looks underneath, it's probably been done and redone in the past, which is really nice, because it really helps preserve them, especially if they become year-round campers where they're used in winter, and some climates that might use salt. Now we know in Europe not all countries use salt. The Scandinavian countries use a little bit less than maybe they do in Germany or in the UK. So that kind of makes it a nice thing to do, so you can preserve the bottom of the van as long as possible. So it runs through the gears properly. We'll see if we can you know, get this one down to a little bit faster speeds, but it feels great. Suspension was also done by the previous owner, so, you know, it feels nice and airy, as they all do, but it doesn't feel wobbly when you turn, especially being a little bit of a taller roof version. So thank you for coming with me on this first, well, I guess I can call it my maiden voyage with this van, but it feels fantastic. Great runner, great all around. I think this was going to be, you know, someone is really going to be able to enjoy this and camp and be happy and use very, very, very little gas and have air conditioning if they travel during the summer.